But it's not about me. And it's something that the graduates have all heard over the course of the year of this training. And it's not about me. It's really about each other. There are, as of tonight, 60 graduates from BLCC and families of those 60 graduates. And so we are building a network of folks in this state who come from various backgrounds, diverse communities from all over the world, and they are being intentional about their lives. Because I really believe that if you want something to happen, you shouldn't sit back and wait for it to come to you. I really think that you have to make it happen. I think that you have to take charge and create it. If you want something good to happen, take a step or two or three to make it happen. Bring it to you. Go to it. And that's very important. And each and every person in this room has been an integral part of that. Whether you've been a graduate, whether you're a family member, whether you're a friend, whether you're faculty, Toastmasters, God bless you. It's just awesome to have been part of this program. Sandy and I, many years ago, a good 10 years ago, Isabel and folks, Linda, where are you? There she is, Linda Gathway. A lot of us in the community were leading the charge around issues of diversity and challenges for access to services and on, all the things that our community need and still need today. And we realized that we needed help. We were being called, we were being run to the ground. I mean, I worked full time for the Department of Health and Human Services, and I'm lots of boards, and then I was an officer, a public officer, and God knows what else. It just was wearing me. And I looked at Sandy and she said, Bill, I'm in 3 more places tomorrow night. I can't do another thing. So we need more leadership. We need help. And I'm not getting any younger. And so one of the things that we sat down and said, but there's a whole bunch of young folks out there with skills and spirit and energy. The things that we hear from them is like, oh, I can't get up there and do that. I can't get up and speak. I can't sit there and negotiate around conflict in our communities, etc. And so we decided that we would see if we could build a program that supported emerging leaders all over the community, all over the state, to have an opportunity to practice their skills, whatever their skills are, whatever they are. And it wasn't about something that I wanted for folks. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about what I think somebody should be doing. It's about what people wanted to do for themselves, their loved ones, and their community. And so we did build a program that specifically looks at skill building and networking and resources around individual agendas, individual visions for folks. And lo and behold, it worked. And it's just been such a fun part of my life. It's probably, out of all the things that I've done, one of the things that I am the most proud of when I look back over the 60 plus years that I've been on the serve. The other thing is these 2 gentlemen sitting at the front table with me are also members of the State Board of Education. Tom and Fred have been members of the State Board and very active in their own lives, very successful in their own lives. And they have also been my mentors. And the thing that I learned about working with them over time was that if you pull in the same direction, you can actually get things done. If you really actually sit and talk to each other, then that conversation is sustained for a while, not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, for years. That actually, once you really understand what it is that we're after, you can actually pull in the same direction, and then lo and behold, you can move forward. and it's been done all the time. Well, in our communities, in our diverse communities, we need to learn that lesson. We need to be able to pull together. One of the things that the classes have, the 8 classes that have graduated, soon to be 8 classes, if I stop talking.
No light.
have heard me say that there's nobody in this room, there is nobody in this room who by accident. Not one of us, not one. And if we pull together, if we take a moment to utilize the resources around us, then we can conquer the world. It's unlimited. The talent that's in this room is unlimited. If you put it all together, holy moly, look at it. So, with that, I want to introduce you, although you know them all, our 6 graduates from the class of 2012. I made some cheat sheet notes about each one of them, although my tendency is to just talk from the heart about each graduate. So if I miss a detail, it's because I'm busy thinking and feeling about other things that are part of their lives, part of my life. So I did not write my notes in any particular order. Usually I'd be smart enough to put it in alphabetical order so I don't get in trouble, but I didn't do that. So we're going to have to bear with me in terms of the order of presentations. Sandy, where is Sandy? Would you come on up and help me? Isabel, would you come on and help me give these awards and gifts out? I want to take a moment to thank Sandy and Isabel. Sandy is my mentor, has been for 20 plus years, and I've learned a lot. Michael, you have a great mentor. She's a great lady. She's well respected. She's got more accommodations from more governors than you can shake a stick at. She's well known. And she's the backbone of the LCC. Isabel and I go back many years. Isabel and I worked together and built an office in the Morning Health in the state of New Hampshire. And she's been a true partner of mine for years. I'm really going to miss Logan at 11 o'clock tomorrow. All right. I want to take and say a few words about each of the graduates. I got to spend a year ago, and the year starts with the open retreat in the mountains. And the idea of the open retreat is to get to know each other. And we talk about constantly, we talk about what it is to be a leader, and what are the challenges of being a leader of diversity in the state of New Hampshire, and all those wonderful and challenging discussions. But most importantly, it was about getting to know each other. Getting to know each other, because we want it to last, and we want it to last for a lifetime. And so you start by not talking about the differences and looking at the challenges, and you really start about getting to know each other. So I got the chance to know these folks over the course of the 9-10 months that we were together. And one of the things that I'll end my talk now. One of the we assigned class projects to the group in the early stages of the meeting. And you are, all of you sitting here, are their class project. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. So let me start with Jamar Gathlet. I have had the honor of knowing Jamar's mom for years. And I knew that Jamar had to bring it. It's a family that is very serious. It's a family that really believes in advocating and fighting for access and equality and justice. And when I met Jamar, it was written all over him. His style was one of quiet, thoughtful, pensive, considerate consultation. He often is sitting quietly, and you can see that brain spinning a mile an hour. And then when he speaks, he often has something very poignant and very pointed to say, and something very direct. And that's just a treat in any circle. He is willing to get up and go to work. He's willing to participate fully, and is looking forward to participating more. So here's some of the things I said about Jamar. I say he's steady, his leadership skills, quiet deliberation, humility, willing to give word. He's a member of his faith community, devoted father, and he's active. His vision is to be active in even more community affairs than there already is, to perhaps sit on specific boards, listen up, guys. He was a talented man, I'm telling you. And to enroll in leadership in New Hampshire as a follow-up to this program. He is an awesome leader, and I'm proud to know Jamar Gathlet. Jamar. When Vanessa walked into the room, the first thing I noticed about her was that beautiful smile. She's a delightful person. I don't know how else to say it. She's simply a delightful person. She's very bright, well educated, a couple master's degrees, works in for the city of Nashua in human resources, and is a Renaissance woman. I love the fact that she's Renaissance. I always wanted to be a Renaissance man. I wanted to be able to do all. I wanted to be able to run and jump and do backflips and have my PhD in 67 subjects and to be able to do that. Well, here's a young lady that's well on her way to getting it She brings to her leadership skills are one of not being afraid to step up and make a commitment and take charge if necessary, get up if necessary. As you see, she's the master of ceremonies for tonight's presentation. Thank you, Toastmasters. Got her talking. She does so many things. One of the things that I really love about her is that she does fencing. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine meeting her now? Oh, God. And online gaming. I don't even know how to turn my computer on. I'm going to go out to cyberspace and to Star Wars. So one of her visions is to help young women. The work that she has been doing around rape prevention, education, was significant. And I listened to her talk about that. She talked about the need to expand that program in here in New Hampshire. And that in some of our cities, our young women are still taking home. So it's work that she's passionate about. It's work that she's very good about. She's a great role model. She did her first public speaking gig at a safe house for young ladies, and I remember the first day I walked into a safe house many years back, because my office for the State Department funded the safe houses, so I got to go to a couple of them, and my heart was in it. It's a challenging issue, so I'm honored to know you. She is a passionate woman and very bright, and I think that she's going to go far in this world. Vanessa Moses. These glasses, I don't know, on and on. Michelle. Where are you, Michelle? Michelle. I have this vision of her sitting on my couch in my family. It's day 2 of this retreat, and we're talking about visions. And she looked at me and she said, "You want me to write down my vision?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd really like you to write it down. We talk about it, we look about what's going on, where you want to go in the future, what you want to do with your life." And so she got very quiet, and she started writing, and she kept writing, and then she wrote some more. And everybody else was finished, and I was sitting chit-chatting, and I looked over, and she was still writing. And then she said, "Do I have to hand this in now? Can I work on it some more?" I said, "Of course you can work on it. You can work on it the rest of our lives." Because our visions are always changing. Michelle is a dynamite lady. She is very passionate, and very giving. She is very selfless. She works with the disabilities community. And speaking of which, let me take a segue here. The Governor's Commission on Disabilities called me 2 days ago asking me if I would rejoin the commission. And I said, "Thank you, but no thank you, I'm going to Alaska." But I put that out. I said that I would send them an email. Anybody who wants to sit on the Governor's Commission on Disabilities, I would send them some names, and of course they do the usual interview. And the governor needs to bless the appointment. If somebody's looking for some really solid work to do, in addition to AARP, and I really support AARP, as you know, the Governor's Commission is one of the places where you might think about politics. Let me just move back on. So I know that your work is with the disabilities community, so I took a moment to remember that I was going to say that. Your vision. First of all, let me tell you about what she brought to the group. She brought passion to the group. She brought a sense of humor, smile, and hard work. Whenever she came racing into the room, you knew that she had been working hard, and she had been working for others. And it's the kind of thing that not only are those other folks benefiting from her services, but it reminds us just how hard it is some days to get up and get it done, and then get up and get it done again. And she exemplifies that to the max. She's an awesome lady. Her vision is to build a respite center for folks with disabilities. And it's a wonderful vision. It's one of those visions that if I had another 50 years to do this work, another 5 years to do this work, another 2 years to do this work, it's one of the kinds of things that I would pitch in a heartbeat and help you build, because respite care for caregivers is something that we hear a lot. But we don't hear about respite care for the person affected with a disability. And that piece is awesome. That piece is magical. And I truly hope that you and your colleagues and teams and community friends help you build that respite center. Please come, Michelle Sisson.